Hey guys, Anita Stevens here with Simply Stevens Real Estate. I just wanted to jump on and give you guys some information, have a little chat with you. I've had a conversation with a few folks calling and asking about the CARES Act and deferments on their mortgage payments and what that looks like if they go into a forbearance in that situation. So I wanted just to kind of put this out there, give you guys a heads up and some warnings. Now, I'm prefacing this by saying I am not a mortgage banker. I'm not a credit reporting bureau. I'm not your CPA. I'm not your attorney, but I am a realtor who hears the chatter, sees information. So just want to give you some food for thought, some questions to maybe ask, some things to think through if this is something that you're thinking about doing or a road that you're thinking about going down. So let me explain kind of how it works. Whenever they came out in the CARES Act, said what we'll do is we will relieve your mortgage payment for up to 3 months. And they said they could actually take it another 180 days possibly. But so basically you were going to take month 1, month 2, and month 3 of your mortgage payment, and you were going to be able to defer it. And by deferring it, you would think you're going to be able to take that and tack it on to the end of your mortgage, which means then you would either then, you sell your home 2 years from now, 3 years from now, it'd get paid off, of course, in your payoff. Or, when you make your final last payments, it'd be those last 3 payments. So it'd be deferred to the end of your mortgage. So that's kind of how you would think it's going to work, but that's not really how it's working. What's happening is the mortgage companies are saying, sure, we'll let you skip payment 1, payment 2, payment 3, and then you get down here to payment 4, and they're wanting you to collect all of these all at one time. So they're saying, we want now payment 1, payment 2, payment 3, and payment 4 at the end of that term at month number 4. And it's kind of putting the mortgage companies in a bind because these mortgage companies, this is 3 months of payment they're not receiving. And they've got investors, people down here, this money needs to go. And they're not collecting it to take it down here. So when it gets to here, they want their money. So what's happening is, if you're not careful and you're not getting this in writing, you're going to call them. You're going to say, I want to take advantage of the CARES Act and the deferment on my mortgage. And they're going to say, sure, we'll be happy to help you with that. And they're going to go in and you're going to get to month number 4. And they're going to say, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, we need 4 months house payments right now all at one time. And you're going to go, my word, that's crazy. I don't have that much to do. If you were going to do that, you wouldn't be doing this to begin with. I thought this was going to tack on to the end of my mortgage. And they're going to push you into doing either a loan modification, which is going to be at a higher interest rate. They could then scare you and say, hey, we're going to put you in a pre-foreclosure status. I'm not saying that this is going to be true of every mortgage company. I'm just saying I'm hearing a lot about this out there and that this is questions that you need to ask. I would talk to your mortgage company, get something from them in writing ahead of time that's going to state what's going to happen when you get to this month number 4. What's that going to look like? Another thing that they're not really talking about is, if they decide and say, yeah, we're going to help you, and they put you into a loan modification or something later, that holds a really high interest rate. It does affect your credit score when that happens. So there are some repercussions there too. Another thing you're not hearing anybody talk about is that will affect you not being able to refinance. So let's say that you might be thinking, well, I still have a job, I still have some money, but I want to, take advantage of this because, I hear about it on TV. It sounds good. I could skip a few months of my house payment and bank that money for something in the, for what's going to come in the future. And then that could really end up hurting you. It will also keep you from being able to do a refi. So let's say you went in and said, I'm just going to defer a payment and I'm going to work on getting my home refied. You're going to have to sign a document at closing that says you're not currently in a deferment plan or a loan modification or a forbearance plan. Anything that redirects payments of your mortgage, you're going to have to sign saying you're not in that plan. And you're not going to be able to do that if you take advantage of this. A refinance right now might be an avenue for you to go. If you still are employed, you might not be making the income that you were making at the moment, but if you're still employed and can show that you still have employment, a refinance might be a good option what would happen is if you time it just right, you could time it where you'd close near the end of the month. You wouldn't have to make that house payment, and then you skip the next month house payment. When you refi, you don't make that first payment, you make it the next month. So in essence, you would skip 2 months house payments by doing that. The thing you have to be careful about though is the creditors are now raising credit scores, which leads me into my next point, is that it is affecting credit for some people. They're saying that you're protected, it's not going to affect your credit. And I saw a video today where it was a snippet of somebody's credit report where, yeah, it didn't go in and report them 30 days late yet, because they weren't 30 days late yet. They went in and actually did this in April. But what the mortgage company did was they didn't report them late, but they put a little note in their credit report that says in deferment plan. It might also say in forbearance plan. When they did that, it affected their credit score by 75 points. Guys, that's a big deal. 75 points, you could be somebody with a 725 credit score, and that could affect you now, bring your score down to 650. Yeah, it's not showing you late, but it's a note, and when they put a note in your credit file, it's going to ding it. The CARES Act doesn't say they're not allowed to put a note in your file, or it doesn't as of right now. Now, guys, this is changing daily. So again, I'm just the person giving you the chatter and wanted to give you some food for thought, so you would know the questions to ask and what to be looking for. So this could hurt your credit in the future, and that's something else. If you're thinking, okay, maybe I should look into a refi, mortgage companies right now have raised the minimum credit score. So you also need to look at that and make sure you know what that qualification is. Used to, you could get an FHA loan in the low 600s. We actually have a bank that could even do it in the fives, like 580, 590. Probably wasn't the best interest rate and all that, but you know, you could do a 630 credit score, 640. Well, now a lot of banks have raised that to 660, 680 even. There's even some banks out there that have minimum scores of 700. So you definitely need to check with your banker. You know, this stuff is changing daily, but wanted to give you guys the information as I know it. I've had a few people ask me about it. Personally, I would say I wouldn't take this option. If I were you guys, I would try to figure out a way to make my house payment, make it happen. If this is a road that you've started to pursue, and you know, and let's say in March, you made your March payment, all this started happening, April got here, and you're like, okay, maybe I need to take advantage of that. You're not considered 30 days late until you're 30 days late. So what's today, April 20th? If you're talking to your mortgage company about this right now, it's not too late. You might need to back the train up a little bit and talk to them. You still have time. If you've already signed something, maybe you've already said, yes, you're going to take this. You might want to go ahead and make that payment, because if they were to put a note on your credit report and you don't want it to affect your credit report, you could go back and have them remove it, because you could at this point still make your payment this month, show that you paid it and you weren't 30 days late, and have the deferment or forbearance or whatever they put on your report, you could have that removed. So that's a possibility you could do as well. So here are the things I want to make sure you guys know. On a lot of these, all payments are due on that 4th month. So unless you get something from them in writing ahead of time saying what's going to happen when month 4 comes around, that's what you want to know. And you want to get it from them in writing, and you want to know what the plan is. They might say, oh, well, here's what we're going to do. And if that plan doesn't work for you, you just call us back and we'll change it. No. You want it in writing ahead of time, because that's where things are going to go awry. So make sure that you're thinking that through. They could force you into a loan modification. That is going to affect your credit, and it can get very bad very quick, because then they've got you over a barrel. They know you don't have the 4 months to pay at one time. They're going to say, okay, well, that interest rate now is no telling what. You know, they're going to lock you into some kind of agreement that is not going to be to your benefit. You won't be able to refinance your home, and it could hurt your credit. So those are the things I just wanted to put out there. I'm just passing the info to y'all. Wanted to push it out there to you guys, because I felt like this was something I was getting enough questions and conversations about it. Wanted to make you guys aware. Of course, this does change on a daily basis. So next week there could be something new that comes out, but these are the questions you should be thinking about and asking. If you guys need any help whatsoever, please reach out to us. Give us a subscribe button on our YouTube channel, and we will keep putting information like this up for you guys, keep you updated best we can. And as always, give us a call if you need help. We're here to serve you. Have a great day.